DOGE and MAGA and President Trump and Elon Musk are draining the swamp faster than anyone expected, and they've just started. What you're seeing is now a collective, absolute, a concatenation of lunacy on the part of these people. They don't know what to say. Don't know what to say, don't know what to do. Freaking out. They had no idea of what is happening. They had no idea. They knew it would be good. They knew, well, whatever. But they've never seen such action because, remember, the Democratic Party, for the most part, has been stuck in this kind of a weird torpor. It's kind of a suspended animation for reasons I do not understand. This is the most important thing in the world. They just simply do not understand. They do not grasp. They do not see how things work. And what you're seeing right now is just, I'll give you an example. They're looking at, of all things, this is the most incredible thing in the world, they're looking at search engines and search for bleach bit, Sean Hannity's favorite, how to clean the disk, how to destroy data, also offshore Cayman Islands, and real estate is selling like mad. They're realizing that the USAID gravy train is over. This is something which is important to understand, to grasp this. It is over. So get ready for this. I've got topics and stories and areas that I don't think anybody's covering, at least the way I want to cover. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about so much stuff. You will learn so much today. When we get done, you're going to say, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, because I like topics and stories that I find interesting, and I'm going to give them to you my particular way. So remember, the rules have changed. That's what we're wearing. Remember, tomorrow night, also, not tomorrow night, a week from tonight, February 22nd, at the Cutting Room here in New York City, I'm getting ready. It's going to be a welcome home, kind of a, can you believe this? Can you believe what we have done? Tickets are available. Look at the description sign or the description information here on the YouTube channel. It is going to be something you've never, ever, ever believed could be possible. So anyway, dear friends, sit tight. Make sure you subscribe to Lionel Nation. But first, this important message. How fast can stock market sentiment change? In an instant. Just ask NVIDIA investors. Nearly $600 billion in market value wiped out overnight. No warning. No second chances. Noble Gold Investments is alerting all clients right now. Diversify now. Market crashes don't wait. They strike fast, devastating the unprepared. But smart investors, they're already one step ahead, protected and prepared. For nearly a decade, my friends at Noble Gold Investments have helped thousands protect their wealth with gold IRAs and physical gold. With over $2 billion in precious metal sales, Noble Gold is the trusted choice for Americans serious about financial security. Gold, it's real, it's yours, it retains value. And now, when you open a qualified account, you'll get 2 5-ounce silver America the Beautiful coins free. Are you diversified? If not, when will you act? After your portfolio is down, 10, 20, 30%? Or will you protect your portfolio now? The next market crash won't send a warning. Visit LionelNationGold.com today. That's LionelNationGold.com. Don't just grow your wealth, guard it. And remember, there's always a risk of investment, and there's no guarantee of any kind. All right, my friends, I've got to tell you, first of all, I was watching this morning, or something, I guess it was, what I saw this morning, and it was a great piece. This is our good friend, Sean Hannity, interviewing President Trump and Elon Musk. And I got to say something. Shut up. Just ask a question. For example, instead of saying, Mr. President, you've been attacked by everybody, the New York Post, the Washington Post, the ABC News, you haven't been able to do the lawfare, the police pit, you can't even, you and me are not going, you tried whatever, they sent you in, they charged you, they prosecuted you, they mugshotted you, this and that, whatever. Well, your family, this, whatever. Then you have this, then you got the problem, then you got the problem. I think, and more importantly, Mr. President, to ask the question, what about this? What's been your biggest struggle? What must you do next? Just give them something to let them speak. Elon Musk. We'll talk about your 13th kid later. Elon Musk. What do you say to people that say you're not a member of the government? Are you an encroacher? Should we worry about you? Boom, boom, boom. Say 2, 3, 4 just words. Just do it. They're going to answer it. You could say, who's your favorite Beatle? And they're off and running. You don't have to show everybody how much you know. Look what I know. Look what I know. I'll never forget the time he was on with, this was with Michael Baden talking about Epstein, and he was talking about a rear naked choke because I guess he was going through some kind of a martial arts. I mean, this is the most incredible thing in the world. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I don't understand why it is. Cut up says, Lionel, I could never explain how grateful I am. Nor should, believe me, I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly. I still can't believe. Mrs. L and I, by the way, we had so much fun with you last night on Ventilation Friday. Oh, it was a dream. It was just so much fun. I enjoyed it so much. I felt so terrific. I really did. It's one of those things where I just feel terrific in any event. A couple of things in no particular order. Let me go through this in no particular. Oh God, there is literally, and as I was saying, so much information which I want to provide to you, but in a way that I think needs to be explained in a different way. All right. So let me get my stuff. I've got my information. I did some research this morning, and I am going to put this together. I hope everybody's doing great this morning. Don't forget, like I said, tickets available a week from today. I'm raring to go. This is the show that writes itself. Where are we? There we go. There we go. All right, dear friends. Hang on. Pardon me. Talk amongst yourself. Put it in here. And then this and that. And there. And boom, we're ready to go. Great. Okay. Let us begin, shall we? Get my notes together. Oh, get ready. Let me start off with this. Mrs. L sent me this, and I found it fascinating. I want to win the young people over. You know that, right? I don't care about, I care about you, I care about us, but we're already, there. How do we encourage and recruit the new generation? How do we get these people? How do we get these folks to be a part of what we are doing now? It's the most incredible story there is, the most incredible news. How do we do this? And the question also, which is very, very critical and very important, is how do we find ourselves of being able to go to those sources where people are able to lure, dare I say, young folks, and we got to find out why is it that they are lured? What is it precisely that makes them think accordingly? What is it? Why did they think? Well, I find this interesting. There was a new study reveals that Gen Z teams, and please don't ask me when a Gen Z kicks in versus Gen A, Gen Alpha, whatever, but the young ones. 20 years old, 18, what is Gen Z? 15, 16, 20, something like that. A new study reveals that Gen Z teens are turning to social media influencers for information rather than traditional experts. And the findings suggest that platforms like TikTok and others have become the primary source for news, advice, and even financial guidance for your 13 to what? 13 to 28. So they look for these influencers, if you will, as their primary source for news, advice, and financial guidance for young people. Now, experts, of course, are warning that this trend could have serious consequences for critical thinking and the spread of misinformation and blah, blah. But as influencers often prioritize engagement over accuracy. But the problem is, and this is what's important, this is what I want you to hear, they are your friend. You have to like someone. You can say whatever you want. Whatever I said about Sean Hannity, they like him. I'm not saying he's not likable. Caitlin Collins, not likable. Not likable. Not likable. Bill O'Reilly, not likable. Sorry. Bill O'Reilly comes across as also mean and pissed off. And there's a word that in West Tampa, pesado, like bitter. There's a different thing. I don't know. Some people have it, some people don't. Some people do it. It doesn't matter. Tucker, love him. Elon, love him. Joe Rogan, love him. They like him. You have to be people's friends. You have to. And when I mean that, you have to connect in a way that has nothing to do with expertise, body of knowledge, degree, anything along those lines. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Because I will never be able to tell you enough how, and we can talk about this. And I know whenever we do this, people say, well, I don't have any social media. I will never understand that one. There's always somebody in the, well, I don't watch that cable. Tomorrow night is the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live. Well, I don't watch that. I've never had foie gras. I don't know why not doing something is. I remember one time talking to somebody about the tremendous struggles they had with gambling and how gambling was really, really just. And somebody in the group says, I've never liked gambling. Thank God, I've never had a taste for the grape. I've never had a cigarette in my life. I don't know why people do this. I will never understand how, when somebody is telling you that they have experienced, that they are suffering through, not you, but they will say, well, I've never had a problem, never had a weight problem. So understand this, the back of your mind, these are their friends. Here's a great story. In a major policy shift under President Trump's administration, the U.S. Army has officially ended all gender-affirming medical procedures for service members. The military will also no longer accept transgender individuals, citing readiness and unit cohesion as key reasons for the decision. And the move is expected, of course, to spark outrage from activists, but President Trump's Defense Department says it is focused on restoring discipline and effectiveness within the ranks. You understand? You understand? That is absolutely critical. Listen to what I'm saying. Just talking to my good friend Sean Atwood. We're going to be chatting tomorrow. And anyway, let me see. Why can't this work? There we go. Sorry. We got some big Diddy stuff going on and everything. And I hate to say it, but everything I've said about Diddy and Jay-Z, I've called it. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Let me also say something before I forget. Listen to me very, very carefully. Listen to me carefully. There is a story, and we'll get. Well, let me. I think we're done with that. Trans. We'll get to that in a moment. But I want to tell you this before I forget. There's a story of these brave prosecutors for the Southern District of New York, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the creme de la creme, the 27 Yankees, the pinnacle, if you're the best of the best. This woman, Danielle Sassoon, Harvard Law School, clerk with Nino, Federalist Society, Republican, and this guy, Nathan Kagan, Army, top in his class, Harvard, literally the valedictorian, clerked with John Roberts, the pedigrees. The CV pedigrees off the charts, and they're stepping down. They're stepping down because the deal that was made to Eric Adams is so wrong that this is a quid pro quo, and that the people apparently of the new Trump administration and the Department of Justice and this guy Bover, whatever, under General Bondi, are violating the ethical rules. This is what they're intimating. This is what they're suggesting. And they have got to step down because this is wrong. And they are not going to be a part of dismissing an indictment against Eric Adams when there's nothing wrong with it. This is not what you think it is. This is not. And we are not going to subject ourselves to this kind of slimy sleep. That's kind of what they're saying. Number one, on paper, I understand. Where was the legal profession and all these people coming out lauding? And it's true. It's wonderful that they're doing this, but they can go anywhere they want. They'll be instant partners in the whitest of white shoe firms. They're it. And within the kind of quasi-democratic party, see, they've got that heavy provenance, that federalist, conservative, Republican, kind of the trappings of such. They're able to say, yeah, but what I did was I also did something kind of against Trump. So I can, in case the things switch, there's still a lot of lefties, at the big, Latham and Sullivan and Cromwell and all the big firms, Anyway. Well, first and foremost, as you know, everybody who works for the U.S. Attorney's Office pretty much issues or tenders their letter of resignation, and then they're either continued or not. They are continued or not. Either way, see what I'm saying? Okay. They are basically, it's pro forma. I don't know if she would have been on anyway. I don't know if she would have wanted to work. Maybe it's time for her to move on. Who knows? But the idea that somehow there's this, and it was ethical, and I can understand it. I really can. Very, very good. But here's my beef, and this is what I want you to know. Where were these people when President Trump was being subjected to lawfare that was so unconscionable, so unimaginable, so unfathomable? When he was being hit with stuff, where were all these legal eagles? Where were all these people when he was being charged with the quote hush money case that nobody still understands? Anybody talk about that? No. Anybody bring that up? No. Anybody cared about it? No. Nobody mentioned that. What about his case with Judge Engeron and Letitia James? Do you understand that one? That's kind of a civil case which was targeting him for bankruptcy, where they claimed he overvalued a piece of his property, which is impossible by virtue of the fact, and this is important, by virtue of the fact that banks will always, verify the valuation of your property. Okay. Nobody said anything about that at all. Nobody. None of these people, none of these legal centurions, none of these stellar ethical purists, these vanguards, these bellwethers, these pole stars of ethical responsibility, they were nowhere to be found. Nobody. But now this. So basically, yeah, Trump said this to Eric Adams, and it's a shitty case. All right. Now she says there's more to it, and I'm sure I was never a part of any meeting. He might have destroyed evidence because Eric Adams is retarded. He's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's basically a crook. Huh? But I mean, he's to put a gun to your head, but he's so sleazy and so stupid and so, when he came in, this is the mayor of New York. When he came in, all these people came up. Bo Dietl. Hey, you want to go to Rayo's? Can I go to Rayo's? Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Do you like me? Oh, we love you. We'll take you to the Hamptons. We'll give you money. Really? You white folks like me? Love you. Oh, you're one of us. Really? Sure. But I never thought you liked me. Oh, no. We love you. We're your friends. Yes. We're from the Hamptons. We love you. It's such bullshit. but, he wants to be a player. Okay, fine. So he did this. He was everything to everybody. He was Biden's friend. New York's a sanctuary city. Then it's not. Tom Homan on Good Day New York basically said, and you better do what we do, or I'm going to come back and crawl up your ass. And he said this on TV. They're going like this to him. They're abusing him. But here's the deal. They said, all right, we're going to take this shitty case and we're going to drop it without prejudice, meaning we can bring it again if you violate the terms, if you don't play ball with us. So we're going to drop it. Okay, terrific. We're going to drop it. We're going to drop it. By the way, his lawyer, Spiro, got that dropped. The Jay-Z suit, I think. I don't know if that's his as well. He's just batting 1,000. But this was kind of a political. This is like a plea deal. Okay, we're going to drop this. But understand something. You're going to open up a Rikers Island to ICE. You're going to help us with criminal and civil. Now, Kathy Hochul, who is the governor of New York, as left can be, she's saying, wait a minute, you're doing what? I may remove you as mayor. What? Well, he said, well, you know what? Go ahead, because I may run for Republican. I may be a GOP, whatever. Go ahead. So he doesn't know what he's doing because he's retarded. Listen to him. Listen to him. Just now, they're going crazy. New York, for the first time, could go red. It was so close last time, which would be and New York City, is that what people thought? So anyway, then Andrew Cuomo, Salazzo, the ghoul, the one who wants to grab women and treat them like crap, he's coming back. He wants to run for New York mayor. Wants to go from governor to mayor. But New York mayor is it's a different story. It's a little big. He wants to come back. He's going to answer the question, what about all the old people you killed? When he moved COVID patients into into convalescent centers and aged facilities. This guy's he's so dirty and stupid and slimy and, oh, God. Anyway, the point is, Trump says, excuse me, I'm running the show. I'm the president. Pam Bondi is my attorney general. Attorney General Pamela Joe is my attorney general. Tom Homan is my border czar. If you don't like it, Danielle and whatever you do, get the hell out of here. Have a nice day. Thank you for your service. I'm running the show. And if you don't understand how politics and law merge, if you honestly believe, quoting Robert Jackson, and you've got to be kidding, because what they did to that man, who, did you see how Trump has his mugshot in his going into his office? I love it. And that Caitlyn, I could never figure out, where have I seen the corners of her mouth, how they turn up? I know this sounds sad. Where have I seen this? And you know what? I figured out. The Joker in Batman. The Joker. How about that? So anyway, so make a long story short, Trump is doing whatever he wants to do. So leave, do whatever, and everybody's coming out, and they're saying, oh, this is, and they're wonderful people, great prosecutors. But listen, sorry, this is the way it goes. None of you people, the Federalist Society, none of these people did anything to help this president before. None. But now all of a sudden, oh, they're so upset with it. Next, Trump could reverse ESG and use it for good instead of evil. Do you know what ESG is? Environmental, not MSG, environmental, social, and governance policies. What does it mean? You know what it means. Woke, lefty, lunatic idiocy, right? That's what it means. They give it a good name. DEI, ESG, FOU, BLM. If it's got initials, it's not good. Because they're hiding something. You always hide behind initials. In any event, they're asking finally, and this is important, ESG policies have been a major tool for leftist activists to push their agenda on corporations. And some conservative strategists believe that a second Trump administration, right now, this one, could flip the script and use ESG-style financial strategies to promote free speech, pro-American energy policies, and business-friendly regulations. How about that? If successful, this could be a game changer in fighting back using the woke agenda's own lunacy. You understand this? The same woke agenda that has infiltrated and destroyed the corporate world. How do you like that? This is happening right now at levels and at areas we never thought possible. Let me ask you this question. Interesting thing, I saw this, I think, on it was Zero Hedge today, I'm not sure. Do superpowers still rule the world? With China's rise, Russia's foreign policy, and the resurgence of America under Trump, global power dynamics are shifting. The era of a single dominant superpower may be coming to an end as economic and technological influence becomes just as important as military might. Experts are arguing that the alliances and economic leverage will determine the next global leader rather than brute strength alone. And that's why, did you see J.D. Vance speaking to Europe? Did you see that? Watch what's happening. Watch what's happening. And watch how they're listening. And meanwhile, the Democrats still don't know what to do. You've got Rachel Maddow, who was on spewing this lie. She had the facts wrong about Trump. About Elon having the $400 million car, metal, steel, whatever. It never happened. Never happened. Never happened. This is beyond anything I thought possible. How about the deep state panic? Government officials right now are caught, as we speak, wiping hard drives, searching offshore banks. Oh, you're not going to believe this. In what appears to be a frantic attempt to cover their tracks, high-level government officials have been caught using bleach bit. You hear that? Hannity's got to have a piece of bleach bit. Remember, how many times did you hear bleach bit with him? Anyway, high-level government big shots are using bleach bit software to wipe hard drives. And reports also indicate a spike in offshore bank searches in Washington, D.C., suggesting that key deep state and shadow government players may be attempting to move assets before Trump's team really tightens the noose. And they're keeping an eye on this right now. And that's why Elon's in there. That's why his geniuses and Big Balls and Harry Balls and Sagan Balls and all these other people are paying attention. Investigators right now say that this could be the beginning of a massive, massive corruption scandal that implicates top-level bureaucrats, but more than just that, but seriously puts them in terms of criminal agency, criminal violation, moving assets, fraudulent transfers. I was wondering, do you think it impossible for us to one day find out that Hollywood, remember how there was this inordinate amount of Hollywood types who were having transgender children? Remember that one? Jamie Lee Curtis and just go down the list. There were so many. Warren Beatty's kid and Brad Pitt, I think. And you thought, how was it that so many people? How many? Did you ever ask yourself, why is there such a high concentration of this in there? Where did this money come from? We were watching one time an old, it was, what was it, The Breakfast Club or something? Yeah, we're watching something about Where Are They Now, The Breakfast Club. And it was Emilio Estevez or somebody. And he's got this house that's, I think, Emilio Estevez. Where are these people? How does this? They haven't made a movie since, Jimmy Carter was president. Where is all this wealth coming from? Where? And now I'm thinking, you don't think, no. Do you think that maybe the USAID might have? Do you think that maybe this could have explained the Kennedys? By the way, remember I told you about Jack Schlossberg. They talked to Rose Rose, I believe, is a lesbian, right? Isn't Rose married? She got a woman, lesbian, any whatever. And they call her Ro. And they ask Ro, hey, how's your brother Jack doing? Remember I told you? How much you want to bet? I wouldn't be surprised if he's locked up away in some home. Get me out of here! I mean, I don't know. He was out of his mind. A lot of big changes are coming. Oh, and you know, Rachel Maddow's got to be really pissed off. And I think she put out that excoriating piece that she put out about Elon Musk was false. They didn't do the research. I mean, MSNBC's on the balls of their ass. What are they doing? Do you ever watch these others? Do you ever watch these other shows? Anybody ever watch Chris Cuomo? You ever watch that? Where is he? I don't know. Those days are over. It's going to be Fox News and nobody else. Sorry. I know people right there. I don't watch Newsmax or whatever. That's okay. But these others? Oh, my God. How about this? The CDC is bracing for a major workforce reduction. Can you believe this? After President Trump's order cutting funding for the departments involved in politically driven health initiatives. As part of a broader government overhaul, Trump is gutting agencies that he says have become bloated, inefficient, and overly politicized. The move has already sent shockwaves through the public health sector, with activists warning of, quote, irreparable damage to progressive health programs. This was 2011. It's been 26 days since the president took over. 26 days. You hear what I'm saying? 26 days. It's absolutely incredible. But first this. My friend, disaster doesn't knock. It kicks the door down when you least expect it. And when it hits the fan, and trust me, it will, food is the first thing to disappear. Now the question is this. Will you be prepared or will you be scrambling like everybody else? Okay? Now think about what I'm saying. This is no exaggeration. I'm here to help. I'm here to give you the honest truth. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to help you. No one's going to be there. The shelves at your local store are going to be emptied within hours. And trucks that should be delivering food will be stuck miles away. You'll be left standing in endless lines, hoping for scraps. But there's something you can do right now. There's a way to stop this nightmare before it stops. Head to preparewithlionel.com. You heard me, preparewithlionel.com. And take advantage of the special monthly offer from My Patriot Supply. Now you can get $50 off the legendary 4-week emergency food kit when you order today. Listen, I can't be any more serious than this. Why My Patriot Supply? Simple. It's a household name for a reason. Millions of families trust them because their kits aren't just about survival. They're about thriving when others are barely holding on. This kit provides over 2,000 calories a day and 12 essential vitamins and minerals. That's the fuel that you're going to need when your body and mind are under incredible pressure. You get meals that taste great, are American made, and last up to 25 years in storage. These aren't bland bunker meals. They're designed to keep you strong and focused when it matters most. But here's the deal, my friend, and listen carefully. Emergencies don't wait, and neither should you. Prepare today or pay tomorrow. Go to preparewithlionel.com now and claim your $50 discount and 6 free bonuses right now before this limited time offer vanishes. I can't emphasize this enough, okay? Because when the world goes dark, preparation is the only light you can count on. More MAGA news. President Trump establishes a National Energy Dominance Council led by Secretaries Burgum and Wright. This is going on. This is incredible. Also, the LA Water Division, the LA the Department of Water and Power has hired a law firm to defend itself against lawsuits by residents who blame it for the spread of the wildfires. They're hiring a law firm. I don't know which one. Breitbart reports nearly a top local law firm at $2,000 an hour. $2,000 an hour? Why don't we just pay these people? Oh, no. This is the most incredible thing anybody's ever seen. Do you understand? Do you grasp this? Raul Rodriguez said, "I never thought the swamp could be drained." It's not only drained. I think it's almost being like cemented over. Pilgrim Media says, "Who would be the top of a criminal conspiracy?" USAID. Who would be the top of a criminal conspiracy? USAID. You mean regarding the USA, or maybe it's hard to say. I'm not sure about the question, but what did you do with the monies? How did you report them? How were they allocated? What were they done? What were they? You can't just give money away because you have an agency. You can't just say, well, FEMA, I got a contract for $3 million by putting on a hand puppet show. No. That does not work. How about this? And I've come full circle on this only because the times have changed. West by God, Virginia lawmakers are advancing a bill that would mandate a daily moment of silence in public schools. Supporters say this measure would allow students to pray, reflect, or simply gather their thoughts before starting the school day. Critics argue that the law is a backdoor effort to bring religion back into the schools, but supporters maintain it is a non-denominational way to encourage mindfulness and respect for tradition. Now, I can guarantee you that by virtue of today's world, today's finding, I can guarantee you that the Establishment Clause is pretty much dead. That is that the Congress shall pass no law that establishes, because by virtue of the fact that it would be ratifying, endorsing, or in any way passing judgment on a monotheistic duty, which blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. What's interesting is that the world has changed so drastically that I used to think, this was 30 years ago, 40 years ago, that this was a backdoor, some kind of a watered down version of prayer in school. And I was adamantly against prayer in school. It was. This, however, is a different story. If ever there is something where we need anything, just a moment to say, put your phone down, think into it will pass. I do not find it at all constitutionally problematic in the least. And not as somebody who's a person of faith, but the idea that it will be, there is nothing at all that is violent. In fact, it will help drastically. How about this shock poll? You're going to love this. A stunning new poll reveals that swing voters overwhelmingly support Elon Musk's DOGE task force, which is dismantling government corruption. And the finding indicates, and I find this very interesting, that Elon's aggressive moves against bloated, bilious, infected, horrible bureaucracies and financial waste have bipartisan appeal. With trust in government at an all-time low, many Americans see Elon Musk as a necessary, dare I say, disruptor, cleaning up Washington. Think about that. Now, as I said before, federal prosecutors have reportedly been ordered to drop corruption charges against New York City Mayor Eric Adams after a wave of resignations within the Justice Department. And critics are claiming that it's a clear sign that Trump's DOJ is cutting through political witch hunts and focusing on real crime. Adams, once seen as an ally of progressives, now faces mounting pressure from all sides of the city's financial and crime crisis as it all spirals out of control. Remember, he's an idiot. Just let me remind you of this. He's an idiot. Now, listen to this one. The head of a government task force reviewing classified JFK assassination documents has made shocking to some, a shocking admission. He now believes there were at least 2 shooters involved, contradicting, of course, the official narrative that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. This revelation has reignited speculation about a cover-up and calls for full and complete transparency from the government. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that great? There's nobody in their right mind who thinks Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. Nobody. It doesn't exist. Period. End of discussion. Period. Next, and this is important. Canadian human smugglers known as coyote, not coyotes. This is coyote. You gotta say it like that. The coyotes are openly advertising, you ready for this? Their services on TikTok to help illegal aliens cross the northern border into the U.S. This brazen, bold, and disgusting scheme highlights an incredible crisis, a growing crisis, as border enforcement focuses on the southern border while criminals exploit weak security in the north. And lawmakers and legislatures and people are calling for immediate action to shut down these smuggling operations and hold social media platforms accountable. I don't know how you're going to do that. I've got a very different way of looking at it. Is TikTok or Twitter or anybody involved because somebody uses it to promote something? Is the phone company, is Verizon or T-Mobile, or are they responsible because somebody uses a cell phone to make a drug deal? We got to talk about that. Next, a conservative social media influencer. Did you see this? A conservative. Have you ever heard of this dame, honey? Yeah. Who is she? I mean, did she do anything? A conservative social media influencer is making waves with a shocking claim. She says she secretly gave birth to Elon Musk's 13th child 5 months ago. Now, while Musk has yet to respond publicly, I don't know if he has, the rumor has ignited speculation about his personal life and his long-stated goal of repopulating the planet. Some dismiss the claim as attention-seeking, but others believe there may be more to the story. They're also saying this is so ghetto. This is so ghetto. What is he doing? I don't think we're going to have any child support problems. I don't think we're going to have any. I'm sorry. I think ghetto is the wrong term unless my understanding of the term is a little bit different. Elon loves kids. What am I going to say? I am so focused on getting this country back, I don't care what he does. I really don't. I'm sorry. I think they'll be well taken care of. I think this lady hit the jackpot with this guy. And you know it and I know it. Okay? She's not Bianca Censori. He's not Kanye. And by the way, you're going to love this one. Speaking of Kanye West, I know this is a big story for you, has finally addressed resurfaced allegations about a $250,000 sex tape. Did they pay him? What's his $250,000? Who paid $250,000 for this? What does that mean? Would you want to see? Is it him? You want to see that? Remember the Kim Kardashian with Ray J, or whatever his name was? Oh my God. Looks like a sniper photo. The controversy, which emerged just as news of his split from Bianca Censori went public, has fueled intense speculation, ladies and gentlemen. Kanye denies the allegations and claims he is the target of a smear campaign. A smear campaign designed to distract from his ongoing business ventures. Whatever the hell that is. Okay? Now, I know you saw this the other day. Did you see this? Barack and Michelle Obama's post-Valentine's Day selfie. Did you see this one? B&MO, Barack and Michelle Obama, attempted to shut down divorce rumors by posting a Valentine's Day selfie on social media. Did you see that one? Huh? Yeah? Did you? Okay. While the former first couple put on a united front, sources close to them suggest that tensions behind the scenes are, well, rather growing. I don't think they're growing. They have been growing. And I think, well, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to find out, like with a lot of cases, a lot of this stuff is, shall we say, arranged. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, speculation about their marriage has, of course, intensified in recent months, with insiders hinting as a possible split. Okay? What are you going to do? And by the way, speaking of our good friend, Eric Adams, under immense, incredible pressure, Eric Adams is facing a make or break moment as calls for his resignation grow. Now they're calling for his resignation. Not when he was doing nothing. Not when New York City was swarmed with every kind of vermin you can imagine from places we've never heard of. Illegals, criminals walking around driving those e-bikes, scaring the hell out of us. No. This is important. Critics are pointing to his ties with Trump's DOGE and ongoing corruption scandals as reasons why he may not survive politically. Insiders are saying that Adams is scrambling to regain control, but his days in office may be numbered. My friend Curtis Sliwa wanted to run. I think he'd be terrific. But when he ran against, I don't know, I always got the impression that nobody really wanted Curtis to win. If I didn't know better, I would think a lot of people, a lot of real rich people, up to and including the owner of WABC, who was a very smart businessman, probably said, I can do a lot. I can do very well with Eric Adams in. I think a lot of people did. That's why all these folks glommed on him and said, hey, Eric, want to come to the Hamptons? We'll send a helicopter for you. Do you have a helicopter? We got a helicopter. Oh, yeah. Come on. It's not one of those ditty white parties. We'll take you out there. So a lot of people wanted this guy who would do everything and anything, because it's not that Eric Adams is corrupt, where you give him a suitcase full of money and he sees it your way. He kind of wants to be a cool guy more than anything else. He wants to be a player. Did you ever see that picture of him with that tuxedo and that stupid grin? This guy wants to be cool so bad. It's more than anything in the world he wants. Thank you so much, Extra Mile. Andrew Hessing says, don't be surprised. You hear somebody named Shea Balls finds that money has been going to Democratic politicians and bank accounts. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Absolutely. Pilgrim says, does he, she, they, him, or who does he, she, they, him, or food? I don't know which one you're talking about, but again, who are we talking about? I mean, I don't know who. Remember, the more specific your question, the more I can answer them. But is it Obama? Is it Michelle? I don't know. I have no idea what that's about. But nobody cares. Obama is so through, Pilgrim, politically. He's through. He's dead. He's done. He's finished. He's done. And in a preview of an upcoming Sean Hannity interview, President Trump and Elon Musk are pushing back against media narratives. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Media narratives that they are at odds. Both men accuse the mainstream media and press of trying to drive a wedge between them as they take on the deep state and globalist elites. Trump says their partnership remains strong, while Musk insists that their combined efforts will bring real change to Washington, if they can get a word in edgewise. If Sean doesn't ask a 20 to 35-minute introductory question per so to each one. How about this one? You're going to love this. The Department of Homeland Security is moving to fire 12 employees from CISA, CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, over their role in policing so-called, quote, misinformation. The move comes after mounting evidence that government agencies colluded with big tech to suppress dissenting views. Trump's administration is taking action, very serious action, to dismantle the censorship industrial complex and restore free speech. And I think it's about time. Isn't that great? Remember that crazy one? What was the one, honey, who was doing she was this nut. She was doing these little plays and skits, and it was the weirdest. But that was during the old days. Next, a new state law banning pride flags from public school buildings is causing a major controversy. That's right, everybody. While supporters argue that schools should remain politically neutral, critics claim the move is discriminatory. You see, they claim it's adding fuel to the fire. Locals are outraged that other politically charged symbols are still allowed under the new policy. And I know you are upset about that like you cannot believe. Have you ever seen so much going on so quickly? Have you seen anything like this? Have you? It's just the stories themselves, everything is changing absolutely drastically. The people who work at these stories, these Canadian coyotes, look at this one. New Jersey cop suspended after she was charged with hubby for allegedly having sex in front of their kids and sharing nude photos. What the hell is going on? The other one too, Don Felder rushed off stage after suffering some medical emergency. Have you noticed how many of these are that way? Huh? You understand this? You're going to love this one. I love this. New York City's ex-top cop, Edward Caban's brother. This is you should see, if ever there was a group of people that just look dirty. I mean, they look just like from some Steven Seagal movie. Anyway, New York City's ex-top cop, Edwin Caban, his twin brother, pretended to be him in a scheme to allow illegal activities at clubs. This was the sleaziest group of people you have ever met in your life. This was all under Mayor Adams. Incredible. Here's a sad story. I don't know if you saw this. New Jersey mom of 3 mauled to death by hippo on African safari as devastated family sues the tour company. I would think so. Mauled by a hippo? We've got these friends of ours, and they say, we're going on a safari. I'm thinking, what? We're going on a safari. Isn't that great? No, that's not great. Here we are in the back of this. Remember Doctari? Remember that guy, Harry Rhodes? It was Doctari. And they were out on the savannah or the Serengeti, whatever. You've got to be kidding me. But there are people who think, this is great. You couldn't, that's a sentence. Look at this one. Don't you love these New York City, these posts? New York City man chopped up and dumped in river was killed while on the phone, and his caller heard the whole thing, according to the nephew. Isn't that great? What a wonderful world we live in, huh? Isn't that just terrific? Isn't that great? It's just, there's more story, Look at this. Alleged arsenic cake murderer found dead in prison cell after lethal dessert killed relatives. Isn't that something? Unbelievable. How about this one, honey? Did you see this? Chinese zoo accused of painting donkeys black and white to look like zebras. Stripes look a mess. That is one of the funniest. They're so, first of all, they look so bad. They're absolutely so symmetrical. It's not even funny. I find that to be. I'm looking more. I swear to God, just the news itself. Zelensky calls for a creation of European armed forces at Munich Security Conference. Shut this guy up. What does he do? What is the purpose of any of this? He's a con. He's a phony. He's a crook. He basically takes all of our money. I don't know where, if it even went to him. When they get done, it is going to be USAID. Everything is going to be a review. How about this, honey? Captain America, Brave New World with the black, another Marvel dud. Leftover from what? Yeah, right. Black Marvel. I don't think it matters. If that's okay, fine, you know. But when you do something in such a way, like that's so obvious. How about Vivek Ramaswamy will kick off his bid for Ohio governor in Cincinnati on February 24th. He said there's no room, and you know that Elon said, Vic, look, you're a great guy. There's no room for you here. Okay, you got that, especially after that line about American kids and the math Olympiad. So he says, I understand. I'm going. Thank you very much. Another thing, too, I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do me a favor and make sure you do this. 2 rat bastards trying to claw their way back to win your favor. Jon Stewart and that disgusting Bill Maher, okay? Now listen to me when I tell you this. They are at the end of their trajectory. It's over. They're like the guys who were seeing disco collapse before their eyes. They realize Bill Maher has been reading prompters. He wants to smoke dope. He thinks he's cool and funny and you like him. And Norm Macdonald had a great thing to say about him. You know who I don't see anymore? Where is Dennis Miller? Where is he? Dennis Miller, Mr. Cuckoo, you know, he would do these strings of strange. And I don't know if you think your wife, you're Charles Lawton doing Charlie Ruggles on a bad scene at 3 a.m. black and white film and a Rococo. And what are you saying? Nobody knew what he was saying. He didn't know what he was saying, but people said, boy, he's smart. Why? Because they don't know what he's saying. Where is Dennis Miller? He was always legit. But he's just gone. Where is Carrie Lake? What is she supposed to be? Remember her? I think she's Voice of America. They just come and they go. The saddest is Matt Gaetz. Oh my God. It's like he's doing QVC or something. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't understand how these people, but going back to what I said, 2 people, Bill Maher and Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is just, you rat bastard. You think that we're buying this when he's giving Jen Psaki a hard time? Oh, yeah. Welcome aboard, Johnny boy. Where were you before? Now the coast is clear because he's realizing that thing is done. Trevor Howard, whatever the hell his name is, gone. The whole thing is gone. Samantha Bee, gone. John Oliver. Is John Oliver even on there? What is it? It's a different world. What do they do now? They're like that Japanese officer who doesn't know the war's over. It's you made your bed. Now, if I were you, I'd say I'm going to double down. You have an audience. Don't retreat. Try to cater to these lefties. Colbert is through. That thing, we've known that forever. My nose is killing. Colbert is through. Anybody watch Jimmy Fallon, who again is, I hate to say it because you can say the word now, retarded. Laughing for no particular reason. Laughing. Everything is hysterical. And then late at night, Seth Meyers. Has anybody ever watched that show? Do you even know the Seth Meyers show? It's over. I don't even know what to tell you. I was watching some guy the other day. He says, "Hi, it's some, I don't know, here's how you make focaccia." He's got 5 million followers on his YouTube. This guy can fart and he gets 3 million viewers. This guy is more popular. I don't even know his name. Making, whatever, dinner rolls than this guy. It's a different world. Every now and then somebody will tell me, "Hey, you're going to hear this. I've got a friend of mine who says, yeah, I was in the morning, I made some coffee, and I turned on the radio." Now, in New York, we used to have this thing called, when you listen to the radio, for news, it was 1010 Wins or CBS, 880 or 1010. 1010 Wins, news on the 10s, or weather on the 10s, or traffic on the 10s, or whatever it was. I don't know. And the CBS went away. This thing just died. So then there's a thing called 1010 Wins. Ding, 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 ding. And it was a marimba. And they made it sound like it was a teletype, but it wasn't. Ding, 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 ding. All the news all at once. If you ever watch Goodfellas, when Ray Liotta's in the shower, and he said, "Jimmy," and you hear that ding, 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 that's 1010 Wins. Okay. So a friend of mine is listening to 1010 Wins. So somebody said the other day, either, what are we doing? Are you going to go on radio, or is somebody going to be on radio? And I know people who are radio agents. Agents for radio, terrestrial radio, not this, terrestrial radio. This guy's name is Haruna. What was his name? The Japanese soldier who didn't know the war was over and had to be relieved of his duties by a Japanese officer. He wouldn't leave. They said, "Haruna, what are you doing?" He goes, "No. Nobody told me the war's over." It's over. This was like, I don't know how many years. This is where we are. Jon Stewart. He's still going on with an audience, and he's making fun of Jen Psaki. By the time he gets his audience together, and you got the guy who lets him in, because they're all here on, 11th Avenue. They're all these places around here. By the time you get through all this stuff, by the time you got this and you had to turn the lights on, 50,000 people have already been doing this. I was on the day with Natalie and Clayton from Redacted. More people watch that. I don't know what to tell. I'm saying, do they understand this? So, Bill Maher. Oh, there was another one too. AM radio wants to have a, what is it? Have a, I think it was this legislation that mandated AM radios in cars. I've got friends of mine who are still doing FM zoo formats. They can't say anything. I've got people. You can just watch. You want to see something? You want to see shock? I'll show you shock. You can have 4 or 5 OnlyFans actors playing hide the soap live on the streaming, and you've got some poor guy doing drive time, and they've got some ditzy girl, and hey, how was your date? Well, I don't know. I went on a Tinder, and well, what happened? Did you get lucky? I mean, oh my! It's like Scott Shannon or something. It's like they don't know. It's not that speech is not interesting or anecdotes are not interesting. That's not it. The point is like, what are you doing? What is this? I don't understand it. News, sports, and weather. It's over. The Democratic Party is over. We know this. I know there's one lady. She's a real ditz. It's like your whole life has been hating Trump. Do you know what's happening? You're the Japanese soldier. Oh, I think Trump is saying no. They love him. They love him. He's going to cut out trillions of the. Do you hear? I don't know about him. Elon Musk. What is it about? They let their personal animosity get in the way of actually doing something for this country. Do you know where this I told you we live in the administrative state. There's a police state, deep state, intel state, shadow government, ruling class, all these big pharma. The administrative state. This has been the biggest thing ever. Set up something called FEMA. Let FEMA get it. And they say, hey, don't look at me. FEMA does that. Hey, did Fauci get the money? Oh, he got the money. Well, is it NIH? No, FEMA. Was it CDC? Who was it? NIH, FEMA? No, it was the allergies and whatever. By the time you get to it, and Fauci says, don't look at me. I didn't do anything. And it's in this layer of insulation. Oh, no, I didn't do it. Hey, did you? Are you CDC? No, that was NIH. NIH, was that you? No, that was CDC. No, they said it was you. Well, it wasn't there. No, that was that Fauci. Back to Fauci, you'll never get to the end of it. I don't even know what to tell you. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened. Go to, very, very simple. I'm going to win every election by going to the people that vote every time. Seniors. Let me explain something to you. All my life, I'm on this thing called Medicare. Me saying that is like saying I live in a convalescent center. I never thought I'd say that. I just never thought. I never, part A, part B. I don't know how. I got this guy to get this, and that. Okay, fine. And lucky, God forbid, I don't have any Medicaid, whatever. But the point is, it's really good. And when you get that Medicare, you'll like it. And it's good. And it cuts down a lot. And it's effective. And everybody takes it. And they pay on time. And it's the most incredible thing in the world. Cut Up Chatter says, this reminds me of The Village. Taking away the system did not take the mind's need to create a monster out of the children. Indeed. Absolutely. Now, Social Security, not there. I think we could take it, but whatever you put this thing up. All I know is Social Security. Okay, so let me go forward. Here's what I'm going to say. Hello, I'm Donald Trump, or I'm J.D. Vance, or I'm whatever. This is your Social Security. This is your Medicare, Medicaid, the whole bit, whatever. Let's call the whole thing. They were telling you, I don't know, Social Security is going to be bankrupt. It's not going to be bankrupt. You know why it would have been bankrupt? From the money they were stealing from it. See, I got all these people together. Look at him. See that guy? He's 19 years old. He's 20. Do you know how old Nathan Hale was? Or, Thomas Jefferson? You can go down the list. They were 18, 19, 20 years old. You remember during World War II, Project Enigma? Remember Enigma? Trying to break the Japanese code. They were housewives and people who like crossword puzzles. So don't give me this bullshit about how young they are. So I'm going to tell you right now, they were stealing from your, I will guarantee Social Security is going to be, and they will say, thank you, whatever you want to do. Now, if you don't mind having you being ripped off, you vote Democratic. And that son of a bitch walking around Rehoboth Beach with Jill and that son. Have you ever been, I'm sorry to say this, and I don't want to bring up any bad memories. Have you ever been so humiliated by somebody who defiled your marriage or cheated on you or whatever? That's what they did. They cheated on us and laughed about it. They laughed about it, and they knew it, and they all knew it, and we were like, eh. And the worst were the Democrats, who honestly believed that somehow this was about whatever the hell it was, whether this was about whatever the diversity or color or gender, or it had nothing to do with that. Oh yeah, that was a part of it. This is one of the most important, this is one of the most critical things we have ever seen in our lives, my friend. This is the most critical information things that we have ever seen and in our lives. Mad Max and DOGE will expose us. I hope so. So in any event, my friends, I want to thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ricardo, Cut Up Chatter, Pilgrim, Andrew Hessing, Extra Mile. Thank you. Thank you for your kindness. Don't forget to follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Did you see I hope you watched our incredible Ventilation Friday Valentine's Day show, or Valentine's, as a friend of mine used to say. Make sure you see that. That's available. Also, make sure you follow her at Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. Follow us at Lionel Legal. Go there right now and sign up for that. And right now, Lionel Nation. This is You Know It and I Know It. This is the best show there is. Nobody can do news like this. Nobody can tell you the way it is like this. It can't be done. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's just a fact. I'm sorry. I'm not going to lie. I don't do a music show. I don't do a cooking show. I don't do whatever it is. Oh, no. I do this. And I do it my way. And you love it. And what is important for you to do is to tell your friends about it, like it, because it's the truth. It's our truth. We want to get our message across. This isn't about we're Republicans, we're conservatives. We're into the truth. We are patriots. All right, my friends. And also, a week from today, February 22nd at the Cutting Room, I'm going to be there. Mrs. L is going to be there. We have party favors. We have dances. We have party. I got party favors for you. It's going to be incredible. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Don't ever change me that sincerely. Until we meet again, remember the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Da, da.